They said he was too different, too strange, too unconventional for rock. But what if I told you that same man became one of the greatest voices in music history? Before we begin, hit like and subscribe to The Ascent, where legends come alive. Farrokh Bulsara was born in the sultry heat of Zanzibar. His early childhood marked by the swirl of ocean breezes and the distant echo of global change. He was a boy with dreams too big for any map, raised in India among the colors and rhythms of a culture that shaped his soul. But even as a child, Farrokh felt like an outsider, neither here nor there, never quite fitting in. When his family moved to England, the world didn't open its arms to him. Instead, it closed its doors, whispering doubts about his name, his accent, his appearance. He didn't look like a rock star. He didn't sound like anyone else. His teeth were the subject of cruel jokes. His shyness was mistaken for weakness. And yet, beneath those insecurities, something extraordinary was stirring. A voice like no other, simmering beneath layers of self-doubt and longing. But Farrokh refused to let the world define him. He transformed himself, piece by piece, into someone larger than life, Freddie Mercury. It was more than a stage name. It was a declaration of intent, a signal to the world that he would not be ignored. Freddie joined forces with Brian May, Roger Taylor, and John Deacon to form Queen, a band destined to rewrite the rules of music. From their earliest days, Freddie was determined to push boundaries. He mixed opera with rock, blending the grandiose with the electrifying. He wore costumes that shimmered and shone, each more daring than the last. He made vulnerability his power, charisma his currency. On stage, Freddie Mercury was untouchable, a whirlwind of energy strutting and spinning, commanding crowds as if he were born to rule them. Behind the scenes, he was a perfectionist, laboring over every note, every lyric, every detail. He poured his heart and soul into Queen's music, penning anthems that would become the soundtrack of a generation. Bohemian Rhapsody, a 6-minute epic that defied every convention, blending ballad, opera, and hard rock in a way no one had ever imagined. We Are the Champions, a triumphant ode to resilience, sung by millions in stadiums around the globe. Somebody to Love, a cry of longing that revealed the man behind the myth. Freddie's voice was his superpower, 4 octaves of pure, unfiltered emotion. He could croon softly, then soar to impossible heights. He made every lyric feel personal, every note urgent. He was a master of reinvention, unafraid to experiment, to fail, to try again. His flamboyant outfits and theatrical performances weren't just for show. They were expressions of the freedom he found in music, the liberation of a spirit that refused to be caged. Queen climbed the charts, but it was on the world's biggest stages that Freddie Mercury truly came alive. Nowhere was this more evident than at Live Aid in 1985. Wembley Stadium, July 13th. 70,000 people packed into the stands, millions more watching around the world. In just 20 minutes, Freddie and Queen delivered a performance that would become legendary. With every note, every gesture, he united a global audience, turning strangers into a single, singing, clapping, weeping family. It was more than music. It was magic. Success brought its own challenges. Fame was a double-edged sword, and Freddie's private life was often the subject of speculation and scrutiny. He grappled with loneliness and the pressures of being in the spotlight. Yet, through it all, he never stopped creating. Even as illness began to take its toll, Freddie recorded some of Queen's most powerful work, songs that echoed with defiance, hope, and the refusal to give in. On November 24, 1991, the world lost Freddie Mercury to complications from AIDS. He was just 45 years old. The news sent shockwaves through the music industry and beyond. But Freddie's legacy was already secure. His music continued to fill arenas, his voice to inspire generations of dreamers who saw in him the proof that greatness comes not from fitting in, but from daring to stand out. Freddie Mercury sold out stadiums, shook the world at Live Aid, and became the voice of a generation. His influence can be heard in artists ranging from Lady Gaga to Adam Lambert, in the anthems chanted by sports fans, in the hearts of anyone who has ever felt different or out of place. He showed us that true artistry is about breaking boundaries, about finding your voice and letting it ring out for all to hear. Even today, decades after his passing, Freddie's music still soars. Bohemian Rhapsody is sung by new fans every year, its operatic harmonies and thunderous guitars as fresh now as they were in 1975. Don't Stop Me Now is a call to joy, a reminder to live every moment to the fullest, and The Show Must Go On, recorded when Freddie was gravely ill, remains a testament to his unbreakable spirit. What made Freddie Mercury truly remarkable wasn't just his voice, or his showmanship, or his songwriting. It was his courage, the courage to be unapologetically himself, to embrace his differences, and to turn his insecurities into art. He taught us that greatness isn't about perfection, it's about authenticity, about daring to dream, about making the world a little bit brighter just by being in it. So, if Freddie Mercury's story moved you, share this video with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, this is The Ascent, real stories, real impact,